The new 92.1 Radio Now. I'm DJ Riddler, and in the studio today we have singer, songwriter, producer, actress. You do it all. Janelle Monae. Welcome to Houston.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love Houston. How are you? Good morning.
I'm having a great morning. I was driving my 11-year-old daughter to school. She's an aspiring superstar like yourself. So we were talking about the movie Hidden Figures because she just recently watched that, and it was inspiring to her, and also the music videos, the imagery, because she's in the Houston Ballet. She's trying to do the arts, and so she really found a connection to your style, and you're an inspiration to a lot of young girls. I mean, my daughter's 11.
Aww.
So I mean, what would you
sweet.
say to them, to say to some other aspiring young talent out there?
Well, first of all, your daughter sounds so sweet, and you sound like an amazing dad. To let her watch Hidden Figures, that's incredible. That movie meant a lot to me as a woman, and I wish I had it when I was a little girl. I wish I knew about Mary Jackson and Katherine Johnson and Dorothy Vaughan and all the women who were responsible for getting our first astronauts into space. Those are American heroes. That's American history that almost was really erased unless you were like in the science community, the STEM community. Maybe you knew about that, but I didn't, and I felt a deep responsibility to do that project just because I mean, for reasons like you talking about your daughter watching it, and what it meant to her, and I think we just got to remind young girls and women that there's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we cannot do. And if you want to be in STEM, if you want to do science, study science, technology, engineering, arts, whatever it may be, you should not feel like it's not cool. It's cool because it's what you want to do. It's your purpose. And it's what you feel your purpose is at that time. So that's really the message that I would give is to know that we don't all have to take the same coordinates to reach the same destination. Your dreams are valid.
Yeah, the song that you just released, I like that. It kind of touches on that, and I was listening to it in the car, with my daughter, and as I was listening to it, my daughter, she's actually going through that kind of phase. She's in fourth grade, and she's going through that phase where like the girls are having cliques, and she's not part of any clique right now, and the song also kind of talks to me because I was like kind of that weird offbeat kid. How did that come about for you? Like, bringing that song out.
I try to pull from real life experiences, and with this album, Dirty Computer, and so that particular experience on I Like That was real. There was a moment where I cut off the relaxer that my mom had put on my hair when I was young because my hair was too thick, and I decided when I got in high school, like I wanted to cut my hair. I didn't want to have, I wanted my natural hair to shine. I felt it was beautiful. And I was going through a transition in my life of just rediscovering who I was. And I got a lot of, sideways looks. I was also vintage shopping, and I wasn't wearing like the latest clothes. I couldn't even the latest popular clothes. I couldn't really afford those anyway. So thrift store was great. Like I could create my own style. I just cut my hair. I was just becoming a more evolved Janelle Monae, and it just wasn't always celebrated, which is fine. Like kids can be, including me. Like I've been hard on other kids, and I know it's one of those things. But I do also know, I know mostly what it feels like to feel alone and to feel like that, you don't belong in any clique because, you may not think the same way. And I think it's important that we just continue to develop our independent minds. I think that's important. And early on, I realized that after certain guys rated me lower numbers because I decided to change my style. I had to love myself. Early on, I knew I was like, this school year could go really shitty if I don't learn to love Janelle Monae, regardless of what people feel about me, regardless of if people make fun of me, regardless of people, don't think that I'm beautiful with my natural hair. Like, I have got to live with this woman, this girl, for the rest of my days that I'm here. So I need to really like her. And I like that. I like her. Yeah.
Yeah. And Dirty Computer, the new album that's coming out, a lot of, even like some of your previous music, you have a lot of science fiction titles and imagery. Are you a sci-fi fan yourself?
Yes. Yes, I'm absolutely a science fiction fan. If you guys didn't know by now. I'm a storyteller. I'm a writer. I grew up at a young age writing for the Coterie Theater, which is the Coterie Theater's program called the Young Playwrights Roundtable, where like a lot of young writers would write, and if their work was good enough, it would get performed by local actors. And I've always had a strong imagination growing up, and science fiction was one of my favorite genres. As I started to develop my writing skills, and I started to get into people like David Bowie and Pink Floyd's The Wall, and then I got into Stevie Wonder, and I got into Outkast, and I got into like what it means to write a concept album. Science fiction was the lens that I wanted it to be seen through, because I think talking about the future, putting things that are happening now in the future can change perspectives. You can all of a sudden have an aha moment if it's set in a different world. It's like, oh, that's just like what we're dealing with right now. And I love that. I love trying my best to speak through metaphors and not like be so literal all the time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So science fiction is full of limitless possibilities. I've been called a nerd or a geek or, oh, that's odd. But there are a lot of Black girls who love science fiction. I'm not the only one. There are a lot of girls who love it. And I'm so happy to be able to use it as a tool.
Yeah, because I'm going to geek out right now, because I am a sci-fi geek. And the first time I actually saw you perform was on Stargate Universe.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, I remember the scene. It was the club scene. And I was like, who's this? Janelle Monae.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that experience like?
It was fun. I was honored to be a part of Stargate. I hate that the show is gone. But yeah, I was like, if I'm going to do something, it needs to be in the science fiction universe. So when they called me, I was excited to be a part of it.
One of your alter egos, your science alter egos, Cindy Mayweather.
Yeah.
She going to make a comeback anytime soon?
She will. She will absolutely have a comeback. She's still with us. And those who may not know who Cindy Mayweather is, she's an android and, a robot developing human characteristics, and she falls in love with a human. And she's a character that I have used as a muse for my last 3 albums, Metropolis, Arcandroid, and Electric Lady. And so she has more story to tell. There's going to be some exciting news with her that I'll be able to share soon, but not right now. But it was important for me to put out Dirty Computer and focus in on this project. I had this concept before I started the Arcandroid. And I just felt a deep responsibility to continue out that series because of people like you who were invested in it, and the people who were with me when I was selling the CDs out of my car, and they were really invested in Cindy. And I was just like, man, I can't let them down. I need to continue on with this story. But Dirty Computer is more near future, and it's more Janelle Monae centric.
Yes, I remember hearing "Make Me Feel" the first time. And seeing the video, I thought maybe Cindy might have a little cameo in the video.
Well, she's me, I'm her. She's there. We're all a part of each other. She's proud, but we're doing something else right now.
Make Me Feel. Obviously a lot of comparisons to Prince, and the process on that. How How was that like? You know, from conceptualizing it to the video itself.
It was, man, it was freeing. It was scary. It was exciting. It was like I had so many emotions, you know, even just with this project in general. Because I am using new muscles and playing with new colors and literally, and just allowing myself to remain open, you know, and free and honest and vulnerable in a very public space. So all of that is kind of scary because you don't know how people are going to react to it, if they're going to jump off ship, if they're going to embrace it with you and support you. You just never know. And it was just an incredible experience doing Make Me Feel. You know, that song is a celebration of love, of freedom, of self-love. You know, you should be able to let your freak flag fly whenever you listen to Make Me Feel.
With the remixes that just came out, I know I'm playing one of the remixes myself.
Oh, cool.
The
Thank
Cascade
you.
remix.
Yes, I love that remix.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that one's definitely hitting in the EDM world. I'm seeing some of the DJs playing that, crossing other barriers. So, Dirty Computer coming out April 27th.
Yes.
You know, so what else can you share with us without spilling all the beans? Anything else you want to say about Dirty Computer?
Yes. It also will have a visual component. Some people will call it a short film, a short, you know, narrative driven film, a visual album, but I call it an emotion picture. And I'm super happy that finally I've been able to put you know, visually take the album to another place. And so I think you can listen to the album, but I really do encourage you to watch the emotion picture, to watch the visuals, to dig deeper into the world that is Dirty Computer. It'll come out at the same time on April 27th. I think it may be premiering on some special stations. So please, just follow me on Twitter or Facebook or IG, Janelle Monae, so you can get the listings of when we'll show it.
Speaking of Twitter, real quick, I saw one tweet this morning. You said you can't delete me.
Can't delete me.
So what you want to elaborate a little more on that?
Well, I think it's a play off the Dirty Computer. You know, I think that this concept deals with the idea of, you know, what it means to come from the dirt as a human being, you know, and go back to the dirt when you pass on. What it means to have your brain be a CPU, be a computer. Like, we're transmitting information, we're uploading, we're downloading. Some of us have bugs, have viruses that we came with. You know, maybe it's our race, maybe it's our sexual identity, maybe it's our class. You know, these are all things that society looks at as bugs or viruses, and we need to cleanse. What does it mean for Dirty Computers? Dirty Computers believe that their bugs and their viruses make them unique, you know, make them special. Their attributes, their features, their positive things. And so as a Dirty Computer, I say that with all my bugs, with all my viruses, you can't delete me. I will not allow myself to be cleansed.
Oh, that's awesome. Janelle Monae, everyone, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.